Hey guys, how's it going? So, 2 to 3 inches above the wound, that's where I always put on a tourniquet no matter what. Or, hey, high and tight, that's where you should always put a tourniquet high and tight. And then of course we have the, well, I don't even need a tourniquet, I got a belt, I'm good. So today we're going to talk about where is the ideal place to put on a tourniquet in relation to the wound. So the American College of Surgeons and both TECC and TCCC recommend that a tourniquet should go 2 to 3 inches above the wound when you're in an environment that is not under a specific threat, such as care under fire. You're not being shot at, you're not about to get run over by a car, and you're in a safe environment. Relatively safe, I should say. So let's talk about the pros and cons of that. So if I have an injury right here to my forearm, I'm going to put on a tourniquet 2 to 3 inches above it, and we'll put it on. And let's just talk about the pros and cons of this. So one thing right away, I want you to note that there is less tissue to compress lower on the limb, both arms and legs. So less tissue equates to higher success of occlusion of those vessels. This is a great thing to understand, and that is why the recommendation is 2 to 3 inches above the wound. So this is a good thing. Now, people say we don't put a tourniquet on too long bones. That is incorrect. It will work just fine with this compression here. Again, this is a great way and it's recommended. Now, what are the cons to this? This is very important. The cons to this are as follows. If I'm in an environment where I feel slightly threatened, it's noisy, it's dark, I'm under some kind of stress, maybe I'm a civilian that was just involved in an active shooter, the whole arm is bloody, they have a long shirt on, do I have really the capacity and ability to remove the shirt, expose the whole hand, clean it, and look to see exactly where the hole is? Maybe there's a hole here, maybe there's a hole here. If I only see this injury and go correctly 2 to 3 inches above, I risk the issue of missing a life-threatening wound higher up above the tourniquet. So this is the number one issue with going 2 to 3 inches above the wound, is the ability to possibly miss a higher wound under a stressful environment. I want to emphasize that. Now, in a hospital setting, in the back of an ambulance, in a great, nice CCP where I have light and ability to examine the wound, I should be putting 2 to 3 inches because I can see that and I can examine and take time to do that. In those environments where I don't have the ability to do that, that is where going high and tight might be beneficial, because you don't have to expose, you can treat rapidly and move on to the next victims and survivors. So that is the pros and cons of each. Can you put it high and tight, and then as you get to an area that you're more safe and secure, can you then put on another tourniquet and relocate that one? Absolutely. So you're not committed to one spot once you put it on. You can also leave it on and then pack the wound if it's a wound capable of being packed, and then take the tourniquet off, do a tourniquet conversion if you're trained to do so. So at the end of the day, it's this. Ford, Chevy will never agree, but what I want you to agree on is this. The answer to this is to get trained and understand why you're doing what you're doing. If you're always saying, I will always put it 2 to 3 inches, you should be careful of that, because the word always is dangerous in our field. And if you're always saying high and tight, the word dangerous is in the field, right? There's a reason why doctors are practicing the art of medicine. It's constantly evolving. We need to understand the data, and we need to understand that in operational medicine is very dynamic, and it's not one way of thinking. So know what you're doing, and the answer to 2 to 3 inches or high and tight is yes. That is the answer. You do both. Thanks for watching, and let's save lives together.